children. Let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
There we go. There we go. There we go. It's Monday Night Live. It's all about science. Science. She blinded me with science. Science. Oh, guys, sometimes, you know, some weeks you wake up and you feel like you're smiling and you just absolutely know it's going to be a shit week, right? I mean, fuck. Oh, man. I tell you, I am a man with problems. I don't know. Do you guys have any implants? Like teeth? I got 3 teeth implants, right? I got 3 of them. So last week, one of them started to hurt. Okay, beginning of next week, it started to hurt. I started to bite down a little bit and it hurt when I chew. And, so I went to the dentist. So I called my dentist. Hey, do you guys do implants? He goes, yeah, we do implants. I get there, they don't do implants, right? So why do you say you do implants if you don't do implants? So okay, shut up. So I go anyway. So I go for implants. To check. Like, okay, I gotta get at least get it out. So they need to make an appointment with someone else. Like, had I known that, I would have just made the appointment with someone else. Well, at least I can get it out. So anyway, all weekend long, now my implant is like moving like this, right? I mean, it's like it's like I touch it, it hurts. So I have to make an appointment. They scheduled me an appointment with this implant doctor. $600 just to come in and say hi and an x-ray. $600. I mean, I might look stupid. I'm not stupid. Like, you know what? I don't charge anything to say hi to me. Why are you charging me $600 to say hi to you? I'm just saying. Do I have it? The studio is like. Thank you. I got a studio audience. Thank you for supporting me. So anyway, now I'm thinking I gotta eat yogurt or something because I can't chew. I got an appointment on Wednesday, but there's a silver lining to everything, my friends. A silver lining. Silver lining. Look for the silver lining. So I spent almost 20 years in Los Angeles. And I got the hell out of there. I sold my business. First I downsized my business. I ended up selling it. And just to get out of Dodge, it took almost 2 years to get out. Just to because I had a business there. I had a fairly large business. And after COVID, everything collapsed, right? So I lost my studio. I lost this and that. And by the time you get out and everything, it takes so much longer to get the hell out of. So I got out, and now. Anyway, it's I gained weight. Okay, I didn't want to say I got fat. Okay, I got fat. Yeah. Okay, just do it. Let the studio audience. I got fat. I gained 40 flipping pounds. I'm like, you're like. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. When you go live on YouTube, I'm telling you, it's a different fucking world. First off, your IQ drops 20 points, 25 points. The second you hit record, you turn instant stupid. I mean, I was at English major university, so usually words don't come. I'm a screenwriter. I'm an award-winning screenwriter. But then so anyway, I've been, I left. I've been working out. So now I'm thinking, because I get up early. I get up at 1, 2 in the morning. I hit the gym at 3 a.m. That's my schedule. I love the gym. I'm a gym rat. I was a boxer for 8 years, getting in there and boom. So 3 to 5 a.m. I work out. I gotta lose the 40. I was almost 240 pounds, people, look at me. Okay. I am exactly, if Joe Rogan and I stood side by side, I'd have him by about a quarter inch. I'd be like a quarter inch taller than Joe Rogan. And I'm actually about 2.5 months younger than Joe fucking Rogan. Oh yeah, baby. I've even thinking. So I've been working out hard, getting in the gym, working out the bag. What if I look? Here's the thing. I'm 58. He's 58. He's 5'8". I'm 5'8". I usually say I'm 5'8" and almost 5'9". You're always fucking taller, right? Always. The difference is the head. I have hair. He is like hairless. So if you stood us side by side, Joe Rogan and I would be like, and I could brag this like, look, man, I got youth on my side. He was born in August or something like August 11th, 67. I was born November 7th, 67. So I thought, I was a kickboxer. I'll work out, I'd do the bag. What if I challenged him? I say, hey, Joe Rogan, you willing to throw down with a normie? Huh? What do you think? Right? Fucking A. I'm going to do a tail of the tape. One of these shows, it's going to start off. Joe Rogan, like, the boxing, kickboxing, tail of the tape. Age, size, reach, all this stuff. And I'm going to start working out. Remember Rocky 1? Remember how he worked out? That's what I'm going to start doing. And I'm going to call his people. What I'm saying is, he's been in, MMA his whole life. The guy's in serious shape, right? And he's got the brains to kind of, this is not a dumb man. But how would he do against a normie like Danny Alex? How would he do? So I'm gonna reach out to his people. So look, 58, 5'8", 5'8". Oh, I'll get my ass handed to me. I know I will. Oh fuck yeah, I'll get my ass. I'll do it though. I'll fight. I ain't been in the ring for a while. Just no head punches, right? Just no head punches. Oh shit! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call Joe Rogan. I'm gonna call us like, yeah, we are exactly the same age, same. Well, I got to drop another 15 pounds. Okay, I got a little bit more workout, but I'm gonna, Danny Alex v. Joe Rogan. Oh, he can have first billing. Joe Rogan v. Danny Alex. He can have top billing. It's a fucking pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view, man. Good idea? What? I think it's a great idea. Okay, leave it with me. Just leave it with me. I know it's a science show, but there is science in kickboxing, MMA. There's science in that shit, man. So anyway, the thing is, my tooth, I got to eat yogurt for 2 days. I can't chew. So there's like 2 days of yogurt. I should drop another 5 pounds. The other thing is, guys, fuck, you know what? So I had a friend, good friends. Everyone needs good friends, right? They gave me their Nespresso. Like literally, George Clooney. Nespresso, right? 2 friends. Great. This is what great friends do, right? They just give shit, like, and then just, you just don't even ask for anything. So anyway, I'm out of Nespresso, and I could not find the Venturo. I was born in Europe, right? You think I'd be able to speak, half caffeinato. Half caffeinato. I couldn't find it. Like, Amazon did. Anyway, I went to their website. I finally, so I got some of the, Nespresso. George Clooney knew what he was freaking talking about, guys. So I usually have like 3 of these a day. So tomorrow morning I'm going to be without. I'm just going to have instant coffee. A little bit of instant coffee tomorrow morning. But I did order two boxes. 2 boxes. So I'm without Nespresso tomorrow morning before the gym, 3 a.m. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be freaking pretty. But people got problems. I got major fucking problems in my life. This is science, my friends. This is we do science. And it's unconventional. Look, I am a science nerd as nerd is. I am, since I was 4 years old, right? If you guys are into science, come on, man. Science is fucking cool, right? Science is flipping cool. Brian Cox? Would you go drinking with Brian Cox? Oh, fuck yeah. If Brian Cox and I went drinking, I think we could solve a few of the world's issues. Oh, at least we could probably develop a warp drive. With like, I don't know if he drinks or not, but just have a little bit of red wine, Brian. Take this. Look, fucking warp drive. By tomorrow morning, you're Spock, I'm Captain Kirk. You can be Captain Kirk, I'll be Spock. Either one. Or you could be both. I'll just be like, I'll be Scotty, or I'll even be Uhura if you want me to, Brian. Fucking rocket science. Actually, it is. It's called warp science, but I am science Jesus. If I could be, could you? I got, fuck. Deadpool, right? Marvel Jesus. How funny was that? The studio audience is becoming. Come on, guys. Yeah. So, are you guys ready for Christmas? Are you ready for Thanksgiving? U.S. Thanksgiving. What day is Thanksgiving this year? I moved out of Los Angeles, man. I've lived half of my life in the United States and half of my adult life in Canada. So I'm like half Canadian, half U.S. United States guy. And Thanksgiving is coming. Canadian Thanksgiving was, what is it, the second week of October? What was it, something like that? And of course, hats off to the Saskatchewan Roughriders. They won the Grey Cup yesterday. Yeah, we need the full applause for that. So, not as big as the NFL. I love the NFL. Like, I'm an NFL guy, right? Going for the Steelers this year. Aaron Rodgers. Yes, that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. But who are they playing? Are they playing the Bears next, I think? Oh, that's going to be a good game. So guys, on Christmas, if you're not doing anything on Christmas Day, I'm going to be online for 8 hours, all day Christmas. I'll hang out with anybody. Just come out and hang out. Just shoot the shit, shoot the poop. We'll talk science. I want to do some stuff on the historical Jesus, like the real Jesus. Did he exist? What evidence do we have that Jesus? And I did a video on my other channel. I have another channel called Rise of Humans. I've been so busy with Pop Rageous and Godless Universe. But the whole idea of evidence that suggests that Jesus was real. And this is not from the religious side. I don't care about religion. I don't care. If you're religious, keep your religion. I'm not here to kick religion in the schnazzers. I'm not. I know it's coming. I know. Or am I? Maybe I am. No, science doesn't care about religion. I don't give a damn. Keep your religion, own it, love it. But the historical Jesus on Christmas Day, it's going to be, I've never streamed for 8 hours. As a matter of fact, I only started streaming 2 weeks ago. So I don't, but it's fun, and then on Christmas Eve, I'm going to do 4 hours. Christmas Eve, 4 hours. If you got no one, just hang out with me. I will be having beverages. Yes, alcoholic beverages, not coffee. Or if I am having coffee, it's going to have Kahlua or Bailey's or something in it, something like that. It's Christmas, man. You got to feel it. And you know what? I'll put it out there. There's a lot of people having a really shitty time out there. There's a lot of people that need a hand up. And there's nothing wrong with accepting a hand up. And I think maybe this year more so than ever in a lot of years, people are going to need a hand up. So just do it, right? Just help some people, help a family, buy some toys, whatever you got to do. Just help people around you, and the world will become who sang that song? Scrooge. And the world will be a better place for. I love that movie, Scrooge. What a great Christmas movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Everyone's got to watch that in 10 days. Thanksgiving. Where do I go first? That's the thing. There's so much show. That's the problem. I got so much show on my hands. This is like one of these shows where I can't do everything I wrote down, so I'm reading. Where do I? I'm not gonna. Okay, let's stick to the good stuff. Well, there is a lot of good stuff on here, right? It's about the cosmos. Cosmos. Have you guys ever listened to British people say cosmos? They don't say cosmos. They say cosmos. Cosmos. It's basically all across the cosmos. It's like cow. What do you spell? Like cow moss? Cow moss? Cosmos? Cosmos. I was noticing that today. I was watching a video. I won't say which video it is, but it was like they were talking about cosmos, and they were saying cosmos. What the fuck is cosmos? Oh, what? Cosmos. I mean, I love. This is something else. I love. If you ever see a British guy, it's got to be a guy. It can't be a girl. Okay. I just need some wine. It can't be a girl. The way the British say Uranus. It's gotta be a guy. You know, it's just, they have an interesting way of saying Uranus. They have different phonetics, right? The Brits, theoretically speaking, when they speak are 10 IQ point, 15 IQ points smarter than anyone else, than the Australians, Canadians, the United Statesians, Irelandians, anyone who's speaking English. The Brits just always sound 10 or 15 IQ points smarter, right? It's even the kids. Mummy, are we going to the cinema this evening? You know, most kids in North America, are we going to the movie, Mom? Are we going to go to the movies? Mummy, are we going to the cinema? Anyway, that's hats off to the Brits for that. You wonder how you're going to start the show off. And today I decided that, I was trying to think. I got this thing with Avi Loeb going, right? Avi Loeb, the whole BS with his whole aliens plug and 3-Eye Atlas and everything. Like everything, nothing works out for Avi Loeb. And I got a standing bet with Avi Loeb, and I haven't had a phone call back. Itchy nose. So I'm thinking about even calling Harvard. Say, hey, I'm looking for an astronomer named Avi Loeb. If it's an alien ship, he wins. If it's not, I win, and the loser's got to eat squirrel poo. I still haven't heard back. I'll take the bet. I'll take fucking dollars to donuts on that one. And I have yet.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
I didn't go. Robert. There is a great story with Tom Cruise. So I'm a screenwriter. Spent 20 years in Los Angeles. It's a great story. I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I promise. I've been with Tom Cruise and Tropic Thunder. Les Grossman. There's a great story. Some people I think have heard of like only the top parts about Tom Cruise. Tropic Thunder. It was the zenith. It was the apex. It was the piece de la résistance of the movie business. In 2008, Iron Man came out. There was a noticeable decline after that. I think for reasons that Hollywood inflicted their own damage upon themselves. They decided that, no, we don't need you science fiction writers anymore. We're just going to hire feminist activists to write the science fiction TV shows. Like, what a great idea. Bob Iger, what a great idea. Who needs science fiction writers for science fiction? I mean, who? Why? We'll hire Shireen Obey Choi. I can't even remember her name, and it's no disrespect. But I'm telling you, man, I spent a lot of time in Hollywood. The science fiction writers, science fiction people are not creating science fiction content. No. Yeah. That's what we need. I mean, Hollywood is done. It used to be the greatest storytelling epicenter of the world. And there are great, good people that lost their jobs to people that probably are not qualified to do what they're doing. But science fiction relies on sci-fi. You know, science fact relies on science fiction. It's you go back to Dune 1965, Star Trek 1960. When did that come out? 67, 68. You had 2001: A Space Odyssey 1970. You had Star Wars. You had Space 1999. You had Battlestar Galactica 1978. Star Wars, on and on and on. The space shuttle. All of this stuff feeds into our desire to need explore. We had, and that's when like Voyager was going out there. Then we had the Star Trek movies. Captain Kirk and Spock returned 15 years older, and they still looked good, man. They still looked freaking good. And you know, William Shatner, I hope he lives another 15 years because I love a world with Captain Kirk on it. A lot better without. I do. I really do. I think he is an icon. He is an absolute icon. So. But that is, you know, but there's one thing. So I was thinking, so let's get into some science, like let's get into real science. So this weekend I went down a rabbit hole, and I don't know if you guys go down rabbit holes, but I go into these philosophical, conceptual sort of rabbit holes. Right now I'm working on a Stargate video. I just finished Battlestar Galactica. And it's doing really good on the fictional propulsion system, right? And Stargate has an interesting hybrid between a lot of the different systems that are out there. But what happens is when you start thinking, like Stargate Universe, the Destiny ship, like, oh man, that is like. I got to be honest. I didn't watch it, and I'm putting it together, going, holy, this is fucking awesome. Now conceptually, it's hard to, you know, just look. I like science fact. I like science approximation for my like Fantastic Four was just science bullshit, right? It's just so like who wrote that? A gardener, like a botanist, or like it wasn't even science approximate. Well, teleporting an egg in a planet, it's just a matter of scale. What the fuck did I just hear? That's where you did get...
You went full retard, man.
Yeah.
Never go full retard.
That's what they did with the science in Fantastic Four. But science, when you go down... So I went down this rabbit hole. And because I did do a video on this, and I'm going to do another video. The idea of nothing. Think about this, and you got to go down this rabbit hole and you try and visualize it. Can nothing exist? No space-time, no. So if you have nothing, let's say you have no matter, no energy, you have empty space. It will be just a black void of, there's no gravity because there's no mass, there's no energy. Mass and energy create gravity. If you don't have mass and energy, you have the empty void of space. What you have there is absolute equilibrium. If matter and mass, matter and energy do not exist, because, you know, E equals mc squared, mass can turn into energy back into mass. That is basically the entire idea behind nuclear fission, nuclear fusion. How do you take space away and envision it? I spend 15, 20 minutes trying to conceptualize nothing. And in the video that I did, I watched the video. I was going to play the video today, but I'm going to do it later on, maybe this week or next week, because the idea of nothing is an idea that can take you down a rabbit hole that can keep you thinking for a really long time, like a really long time. What is nothing? How do you perceive nothing? So let's say the universe is infinite, and our area of the universe, a Big Bang, is basically a white hole, which is the reverse of a black hole. A black hole gets too big, and on the other side, and it makes philosophical sense to envision a black hole. So you take something like ton 618, right? Which is confirmed. What is that? It's 66 billion solar masses. That is how many? I forgot how many times the size of our entire solar system. Like 12 times the size of our entire solar system. Phoenix A star, which is even bigger, which is like 30% bigger, just over 100 billion solar mass, but it's not confirmed. So they can't confirm the size of Phoenix A. How big can a black hole get? And you have this singularity, light can't escape. On the other side, theoretically, the math is with relativity that white holes do exist. White holes, which is the opposite of a black hole, exists. So on the other side of a black hole, do you have in essence, what is, and of course, a Big Bang is only meant to describe something that isn't a bang. There's no bang. You can't even hear. There's no sound. But it's something that goes out from what is a white hole. So if you see the Big Bang, it goes into a point, a singularity, and from that singularity comes out a white hole. Was our part of the universe just a empty black? It just had the fabric of space and time. There was basically nothing, and now there's mass, and that mass converts to energy. We have energy. We went from basically highest entropy, which is into the lowest entropy, and now entropy will always win. No one beats entropy. But through this process, is there a way? So the idea is that nothing cannot exist. Nothing cannot exist. Whether we're here or not, whether our universe is here or not, whether us human beings, Earth is here or not, whether our galaxy is here or not, whether nothing cannot exist. Now, there's been a lot of this philosophy has gone back to Plato, gone back to Homer, got way back to the Greek times. The Greeks were freaking brilliant, guys. The Greeks, if I could go back, I would go back to, I'm trying to think, pre-Alexander the Great or post-Alexander the Great, the Hellenistic period. That's when I would go. And I would worship Zeus. Zeus would be my man. Zeus. Maybe it would be Aphrodite, though, because she looks good, right? It could be Aphrodite. But this concept of nothing, think about it. I want to plant the bug. The concept of nothing, can it exist? Philosophically speaking, of course, you have your physics, your math, your 1 + 1 = 2, the finite math of science. There's the philosophical side where math doesn't allow us to come up with any answers, so we need to philosophize, which is basically the basis of all religion, right? When the basis of your belief is basically finding scrolls in caves, and any future belief is going to be finding more scrolls in caves, basically put there by cavemen. It's got to, so there you got to have it's a blind faith thing. And that's fine. People can have but the idea of nothing can blow your mind if you try and conceptualize it. I want to leave you with that idea of nothing, because I think when we come to realize from a philosophical perspective, we can't prove that nothing, 0 = 0, like 0 + 0 = 0. Is that the math that proves nothing can exist? I mean, I don't know. You want me to call Brian Cox? Brian? He's still not taking my calls. Motherfucker. Right? He's still not taking my calls. Oh, I don't even know his phone number. But the idea of nothing. Oh, that's Brian. That's Brian. No, it's not. No, it's Temu. It's Temu giving me a 6 free offer again. I bought a bunch of stuff off Temu. Some stuff is pure garbage. Like seriously, you get it, and it's pure freaking garbage. It's the science of shopping. But I did buy this thing. This thing is freaking amazing. It's a hand vacuum cleaner. So when I'm working, I work at my studio here. Like, you know, it's kind of like, I got to get a little Christmas tree for here. It's have you guys got your tree up yet? You got to put your tree up. Do it early and fuck everybody what they say. Fuck them. I don't know if you, it's probably loud. This thing is amazing. And anyway, Temu shopping. It's, I also bought the moon. That you can't really see it, but the moon is spinning. It's pretty, you know, it's the science of Temu. I bought some crap. Oh my God. One day I'm going to go through my entire Temu shopping list. You're going to go, this Danny guy's a bit of a dumbass. No, it looks good until you get it. I bought this dishwasher, this like, you know, where you clean, like you hand clean, and you put the dishes to dry. Well, the one they sent me was for hobbits. It's for hobbits. It's tiny. It's I'll get it for you one day. I bought some good stuff. Actually, some of the lights I bought around me actually did come from Temu. But I'll tell you, man, there's some stuff you'll get. You're like, oh my God, really? I bought this for even $20. And you got to take shipping off, right? Shipping's going to be $5, $6, $7. But still, I bought this for $13. Ridiculous. So I got to, I don't know. I'm going to share a screen. It's time for what the hell is Avi Loeb doing with 3i Atlas? I've been doing this a lot. I am on Avi Loeb's ass because the bullshit he's putting out there, the clickbait, my friends, the clickbait. How do I do this? There we go. I'm getting good. I'm getting good. Whoa. Why is my thumbnail there? Okay, hold on a sec. Can we just get this show going? I need, okay. Let me go like this, Okay. So, okay, my computer's just... All right. Okay, so anyway, why can I not move this down? I can't get to my my music. It's like it doesn't scroll down. I don't know. All right. Well, I can't do the. This is really strange. This is, you know what? So people oh my God, people ask me, well, what happens if like something happened? You can't think of something to say, or you got like nothing. Well, first off, you always have a glass of wine on set. Okay, first off. When things don't go your way and you're live, like, have you seen the AI characters? I can make an AI of me. It's almost exact. Put it on. And I'm not sure, maybe that's better. I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell that this is AI Danny. The stuff that is going, I shouldn't say that. I think you would be able to tell. You would. The AI, I think this is why, then this is one of the reasons I wanted to go live much sooner than later, because it's so important to the audience. All of this AI stuff, it is too much. AI content. There's AI, country music songs that are going top of the charts. I don't know if you see that. I did on last Thursday. We focused on it. Okay. But so they asked me, like, so what if, what if something happens? What if something doesn't go right for you on the line? Well, you know what? It's like George Costanza. It's kind of like a show about nothing. Nothing happens. People love a good train wreck. I mean, that is... People love a good train wreck. And I don't know why. Okay, that did it. There we go. See? Okay. Okay. Now I found a bug in StreamYard. This is let me punch this up. You guys, I got some memes of Avi Loeb. I was trying to think of Avi Loeb, and I got some images that kind of work. That is good. Yep. That is Avi Loeb. He reminds me of Captain Hindsight. There's a couple more. Do you want to see? I did 3 of them. I mean, it's not like. I mean, that's Avi Loeb, Captain Hindsight. The aliens are coming. The aliens are attacking Earth, and we got one more. I did one more. I'll show you one more. There's Captain Hindsight. That's Avi Loeb, and yeah, that's what you can. Absolutely. Thank you, Avi. Thank you, Avi, for all the aliens, all the alien drama. All the alien drama, my friend. It is so. Oh, you've done a wonder for human society. Hail Bob, drink the purple liquid, Avi. Don't drink the purple. I mean, don't drink the purple liquid. Hail Bob, 1997. I'm thinking it wasn't an alien ship in 1997. There's a reason this stuff happens, I think. But anyway. So we are going to go share a screen, and we are going to go to AI Alice. I gotta add to stage. Oh, I gotta remove that first. All right. I'm down. I'm cool. There we go. So guys, I like doing this because 3i Atlas is everything. Like, you know what? Here's the problem. When you're like, and I do some real science stuff, right? I do. Just with a live show, I'm not gonna do a live show that is just full of, let's just get into the mathematics of all this. And look, we're normies. Brian Cox at CERN can, they're not going to let us go into CERN and collide a bunch of electrons together, even if we wanted to. Brian Cox, because he does, what is he? He's like something head at CERN, right? Would you? I got a theory. Would you let me go and just slam a few electrons together? It's not what us normies do, right? We talk about the stuff. Science has to be fun. It's got to be intriguing. It's got to be interesting. It needs to convey a sense of optimism, wonder, amazement. Just like when we watch an amazing, like Event Horizon. I mean, I pull that up. I love Event Horizon, right? Remember when you first saw Star Wars? Remember when you first saw Star Trek? And I don't mean the dancing Rhapsody one that they've. Oh my god. Anyway, let's do this. 3i Atlas, my friends. Avi Loeb. Okay, I did not. This is my thumbnail. Look, if you look at my. Can you see the search? Do you see the search there, right? Oh wait, hold it down a little bit. The search is 3i Atlas. Anyways, let's do this quickly. Avi Loeb unveils new jet images of 3i Atlas. This changes everything from the channel called The Brilliant. The Brilliant. Can you imagine, what are you going to call your science channel? Well, probably The Brilliant, because that's... how about The Dumbass? I mean, Studio audience is on top of things here. China just issued a warning about 3i Atlas, and NASA is silent. So I imagine, I'm just thinking that Revolt is live, and they called Xi Jinping. They got it firsthand. I mean, Godless Universe Live Episode 10. Oh, wait, that's me. That's me. God, Brian Cox is a good-looking guy, eh? Oh, I got no right to be on the same page as Brian Cox. I got no right. I have no right to be on the same page as Brian Cox. Although we were both musicians too. I mean, you know what? We could jam. I call him up. You do some keyboards. I play some guitar. Do a little spinal tap. Avi Loeb leaks. Look at this. He leaked an image. Avi Loeb leaks new image of interstellar object 3I Atlas. Showing an anti-tail. Well, it looks like some sort of something. Avi Loeb. I calculated 3I Atlas new trajectory, and it's not leaving Earth. It's coming back around for. Fuck, you guys, I'm just disgusted at the stupidity of it. Now you can look at me and say, look, this Danny guy's stupid too for not even taking any sort of credibility or any ounce of validity into what Avi Loeb is saying. Fine, I'm not. It's stupid. It's clickbait. It's dumb ass shit. And I can't be any more clear than that. And I'm saying it with a smile, so I mean it with the best intentions, all right? The best intentions. It's fucking ridiculous. Can we just not enjoy the idea that a comet that has probably been traveling for billions of years. I don't want to see this guy's face. Jesus Christ. It's been traveling for we can't even enjoy it. It's been traveling for billions of years. It's got to turn into a freaking spectacle. And there's a reason why it turns into a spectacle. You need I gotta say that. Wait a sec. Listen to anything you read with Speechify. Hello, baby. Yeah. Oh, do I got it? Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Yeah. There's Avi. 3I Atlas jets could be thrusters. This is 1 day ago. It's 1 day ago. This News Nation. I refuse. I will not do it. I mean, I could do videos. I could do 3-4 a week about lasers coming from 3I Atlas as it passes the sun, and 4 objects break off heading for Earth. Buy tuna. Buy teepee. Or if you don't use teepee and you use Cottonelle wipes, which is what I recommend, buy a sheet load of Cottonelle wipes. Stop using teepee, man. There are much better ways of hygiene for your private parts. And that's science. That's science, motherfucker. I appeared again? Wow, I'm like breaking the internet, man. I am breaking the freaking internet. I showed up twice on 3I Atlas. That's plenty. That's enough. Yeah, that's plenty of that. So anyway, guys, basically what this requires the brain of a fruit fly. Are you wondering why I said the brain of a fruit fly? Well, that leads us into our next segment, my friends. Let me turn off the clown music, and that leads us into our next segment. I'm going to go back full screen. So before we get to Brian Cox and the whole idea, this happy, I saw this experiment, okay? I saw this experiment, and this was actually a while ago. It wasn't like, that, but I was thinking about it. They took a spider, and they wanted to see if a spider could remember. Because when you think about it, if you don't have any memory, every experience is a brand new experience. That's a concept as well. There's a rabbit hole. If you don't have any memory, you remember nothing. You have no memory of what happened 1 minute ago. There would be no math, no science, no history, no recorded history. Well, you would have to record it fast until you forgot like seconds later. Well, let's say if you're a spider, but what they did with spiders, so they had 2 different ways the spider could get to the top. At the very top, there was one way he got a treat, and the other way he didn't. Well, the spider actually did figure it out. The spider learned. So spiders do have memory.
Yeah, baby.
Now, it's not an insect. It's an arachnid. Arachnids are not insects.
Baby.
But I didn't hit
Yeah,
that.
baby.
Oh, shoot. I'm watching. My computer's... I'm watching you. Freaking computer's been... My computer's got a brain. It's got neurons, right? My computer's gone full AI. That's fucking with me. That's what I'm saying. So there is some interesting information on fruit flies. Which one was it? Can I share that one? There we go. That is a fruit fly's brain. 200 neurons. An insect. An insect has about anywhere from, I think, like 180 neurons. Oh, sorry, 180,000 neurons to about 240,000 neurons. That's insects. Human beings have 86 billion neurons. So insects, this is a fruit fly's brain mapped. It's really quite interesting. Now, if we put it in perspective, that is a fruit fly, right? That is the size. There we go. What's that? Oh, I know that sucks for the... So I got them. You know, we broadcast on the mobile side, and we also broadcast on the wide side. And the mobile cast is just a difficult thing to try and... but anyway, so that is... So you got to think of its little head there. You see the little brain. I can't point to it. Oh, we're going to point to this. I can't point to it. That is how small a fruit fly is, and that is a fruit fly's brain. Now, if we take a look, so scientists, now this actually came out a while ago. It's about a year ago, but it just hit my zeitgeist. It hit my brain this weekend. Scientists have mapped a fruit fly's brain. It's a neurological milestone. Well, I mean, and you know where this came from? It's kind of... Whoa. Remove that. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to... Can I do that? No. Can I do that? Yeah. So a fruit fly... The idea of a brain... It was based on teleportation. I was doing... So I my last video, Battlestar Galactica, their propulsion system, the FTL jump system, doing great. And thank you everyone who's supports the channel and everything. Like, this shit is hard. You're right. So thank you. I really thank everybody who allows me to try and grow this thing. It is an honor. It's not financially rewarding at all, but the video I'm going to try and release tomorrow is on Stargate, the Stargate propulsion systems, and the three shows. Not the, I mean the movie, yes, but I was most especially fascinated with Stargate Destiny, which I did not watch. The ship. Conceptually, what a great idea! It's a ship that is not going at light speed, but it's going fast, and it's on a multi-million-year flight, made by the ancients, and it flies by stars, like close into stars, to juice up. And this anyway, I'm going to release it. But I started they have their wormhole, the Stargate thing, is about dematerializing the human body and materializing it somewhere else. Basically, similar to Star Trek teleportation. And when I did a video on Star Trek on the idea of teleportation, and this is the same idea that they were discussing in a couple of shows, that when you go through the Stargate, you dematerialize, your atoms are taken apart, and you materialize on the other side. But here's the problem I have with that. philosophically speaking, if you are torn apart atom by atom, you have to be rematerialized exactly one little mistake at the quantum level, and you very well may not be the same person, right? But if you are torn apart atom by atom, stop right there. You're dead. You're destroyed. You're eviscerated. You are torn apart atom by atom. You no longer exist. You're done. Finito. No good, senor. You're done. It's over, my friend. But then you rematerialize. So Captain Kirk rematerializes on the planet with Spock. And in Stargate, they rematerialize depending on how far they go. If they use an extra chevron, and it's all based on, amount of energy that's being put into it, how far they go, they rematerialize at a new place, right? Remember Raw with the original movie was fantastic. Stargate, the movie, was fantastic. I forgot what year it came out. Kurt Russell, another absolutely magnificent Kurt Russell movie with The Thing, Tombstone. I mean, Kurt Russell is, if I was wearing a hat, hats off to Kurt Russell. But teleportation. So if your brain is taken apart atom by atom, what does that mean? And of course, I went into the rabbit hole of the brain. I found this whole idea of a fruit fly brain. And I know that was a long tangent. Scientists have mapped a fruit fly's brain. It's a neurological milestone. In short, an international collaboration of scientists have mapped the brain of a fruit fly in a milestone research project announced on, Thursday, a year ago. The research sought to decipher how brains are wired and the signals underlying healthy brain functions. What's next? It could also pave the way for mapping the brains of other species. I am actually working on a video right now, and this is really about artificial neurons. And there's a lot of experiments that have happened where they create artificial neurons and they create a logarithmic increase of neurons. Synthetic, digital neurons. And what they have found, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the more and more it takes on the semblance of thought, ideas, life. Our human brain is 86 billion neurons. I probably have about 72 billion. I wiped a few out. It's totally, lifetime of wakeboarding, hitting the water, snowboarding. I've never done drugs, really. I've never, but I just think, kickboxing, getting hit in the head, pow, 86 billion neurons. So, but they have synthesized. There's a lot of experiments, and I'm doing a video on it. And it makes you think that intelligence and artificial intelligence are not that dissimilar. So AI, for all intents and purposes, on the experiments that we've done, will become self-aware. If that doesn't scare you, then nothing will. I mean, if AI becomes self-aware, I'm not trying to scare anybody. Like that is almost a certain possibility, a certainty. Think of 10 years from now when our compute power, imagine when quantum computers come. The brain of a quantum computer that dwarfs the size of our human brain. Our human brain, this idea of we can't multitask, people, come on. Multitasking doesn't. We can only focus on one thing. If you start focusing on 2 or 3 things, you fuck up. You screw up everything you're doing. It makes you think of how octopus works with 8 arms. Could you imagine 8 arms and, but the brain, if we are a simulation, and there's evidence for it, right? James Gates has found error correcting codes in the fabric space-time of the universe. There's, that resemble error correcting codes almost exactly as our computers use error correcting codes. If there's a 0.0001% chance that a simulation is what we exist in, I mean, that changes a lot, right? That changes a lot. Scientists announced a milestone in neurological research that may provide insight into brains across the animal kingdom, including people. They mapped the brain of an adult fruit fly, a large international collaboration of scientists known as the Flywire. Love the name, the Flywire Consortium. No, that's yeah. I had a Spinal Tap soundbite that would have worked. Detailed more than 50 million connections between more than 139,000 neurons. Oh, I guess maybe a fruit fly only has 139,000. Oh, they're stupid. I mean, fruit flies are stupid. Come on. Brain nerve cells in the insect. The research sought to decipher how brains are wired and the signals underlying healthy brain function. It could also pave the way for mapping the brains of other species. So when you map the brain, I mean, can you imagine mapping the human brain? I'm not sure if we have. 86 billion neural connections? You might be asking why we should care about the brain of a fruit fly. Princeton University neuroscience professor Sebastian Soyang. Oh man, did I get that right? I was an English major, not a Korean major. Seung, who worked on the project, said, if we can truly understand how the brain functions, it's bound to tell us something about all brains. And that is true. Like, the electrical charges that create stimulation within our brain that allows us to think. Why did I just think that, right? Inside the brain, neurons click, synapses, electrical impulses. Is it free will? There is a theory of determinism that suggests that when everything got started in our universe, everything is a mathematical equation based on, like when you go play billiards, right? Mathematically, if you had all the information, you could map exactly what would happen. Now, if that's the same thing that when the first atom got started in our universe, that mathematically everything had a predictable path. If everything had a predictable path, there's no free will. Everything is determinism. I mean, makes you think, well, is everything a mathematical equation? It could be. That could be also the argument for a simulation. It makes you think. And that is the fruit. That's a gorgeous looking brain. A little fruit fly. The fruit fly used in the study, whose scientific name is they had a name? Drosophila. Oh, okay. Melanogaster. Drosophila melanogaster is often used in neurological studies. Can I just say DM? Oh, well, some people may be more interested in swatting flies than studying them. Yeah. Some of the researchers found aesthetic satisfaction peering at the fruit fly brain, though it's less than 1 millimeter wide. That fruit fly brain is less than 1 millimeter wide. Oops. Oh, geez. I was going to say, what is that? Where's the studio audience? I mean, that is pretty impressive. There's actually, I don't know how far I want to go with these human brain, Brian Cox. This was another, and this was going back. Fruit flies and mosquitoes are brainier than most people suspect, say scientists who counted the bug's brain cells. The idea, but what brought me to this point was the idea that even insects, and with the test they did with spiders and other insects, and of course a spider is arachnid, that they do have memory, albeit slight, but they can learn, and they do learn. We could never understand the consciousness. We cannot even understand the consciousness of another person. We are forever stuck in our own minds. We don't know how someone else thinks. I don't know why people are scared of ghosts. I'm not scared of ghosts because I don't believe in ghosts. I've had ex-girlfriends that are terrified of ghosts. But when I go downstairs, they're never terrified for me that the ghost is going to attack me. I don't know what's in Actually, I don't think there's any guy that understands what's in a woman's brain, but that is, I mean, can I get a full applause for that? Oh, did I? There we go. All right, that's enough of that. But it's, anyway, that is the brain. And I just found it very interesting, the idea that insect brains are, see there, the insect, in research, there's a couple, just the first few paragraphs I think are important here. In research made possible when COVID-19 sidelined other research projects, scientists at Johns Hopkins Medicine meticulously counted brain cells in fruit flies and 3 species of mosquitoes, revealing a number that would surprise many people outside the science world. The insect's tiny brain on average had about 200,000 neurons and other cells, they say. By comparison, a human brain has 86 billion neurons. And a rodent brain contains about 12 billion. Freaking rodents have 12 billion? Why are they so stupid then? Gee, they got 12 billion. Okay, you know what? I will never look at a rat the same way. I will say, you got 12 billion neurons, man. Stop being a dumbass. It's a mousetrap. You know it kills you. 12 billion neurons and they still can't figure it out? I guess, well. Yeah, I don't. The figure probably represents a floor for the number needed to perform the bug's complex behavior. And that's a good point, right? A minimum of 200,000 neurons is like the baseline. The baseline for life at the most, you know, even though it's still extremely complex, right? Multi-cell organism still probably has hundreds of millions, billions of cells that come together to form one behavior. Even though these brains are simple in contrast to mammalian brains, they can do a lot of processing, even more than a supercomputer, says Christopher Potter, PhD. I'd like to have PhD after my name. Associate Professor of Neuroscience at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. They enable the insects to navigate, find food, and perform other complicated tasks at the same time. And our study offers one answer to the question of how many brain cells come together to conduct these behaviors. And that's the question. How many brain cells do you need to conduct behavior? A fruit fly, at the most basic, I think even an ant has 200,000 neurons. A fruit fly, it was 139,000, right? And maybe even a little bit more than that. You know, but it's an interesting thing when you take a look at what a fruit fly is, and a fruit fly brain, that is a fully mapped fruit fly brain. And you take a look at our brain at 86 billion. Why are some humans so stupid? What the fuck? Why? Yeah. Is it, oh, okay. There we go. I always turn that. I always turn that down. Right there we go. Actually, yeah. Why are some humans so stupid? That was. You got to think, even the dumbest of humans, like, okay, so let's say the average human is 86. No. The average human is 86 billion neurons. 86 billion! Why are some humans still so stupid? I mean, and I'm not being mean because I'm saying it with a smile. You see? Smile. I'm not being mean. We've all encountered, hey, some people will point to me and say, this guy's stupid. That's cool. You're well within your rights to say so. My dad used to always say, Danny, he was an old Czech German guy, Danny, don't worry about giving the victory to the enemy when the defeat doesn't hurt you. Like, oh, thanks, Dad. Okay, I'll remember that. And it's so true, guys, in life. So true. Don't worry about giving the enemy the victory when the defeat doesn't hurt you. Don't. Live life. Don't fucking worry about everything. Stuff you can't control, drop it. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. Worry about the shit you can control. Your life will become better. It will. It will. There's another, you know, if I'll stay on, I'm going to say one more saying, because I know a lot of people are having a hard time, especially now, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, money, layoffs, AI. There's a saying that it goes like this, and I think it means so much. With each decision we make, we relinquish all of the other lives we could have lived. Think about that. It makes every decision we make valuable. With each decision we make, we relinquish all of the other lives we could have lived. There's value in understanding that. So when you're going to make a decision, understand that there are, there's life choices that it's going to, and if you go back to all of the decisions you made in your life, exactly where you are right now in your life is the sum of the parts of every decision you've ever made. That is determinism, right? That is, you could call it free will, you could call it determinism, you could call it whatever you want. The sum parts of every decision you have ever made is where you are today. Now, I wish I would have made more decisions like Elon Musk did. I mean, that would have been, that would have been okay. But it's interesting. There's no roadmap in life, right? You don't have a road. Like, you come up with a hard decision in life. You can't open a book and say, here's the road. I think too many people rely on these gurus that say self-betterment, self-this. Well, these are the people that are probably the least healthy trying to give advice. I don't know. It's the human brain. Why are some people way smarter than others? That's what I want to. I want to see the brains. They saved Einstein's brain. Did you know that they saved Albert's brain? It's funny because everyone calls him Einstein. Like when he was alive, did people call him Albert? Hey, Albert. Albert, come here, Albert. Or was it Einstein? I don't know, whichever one it was. So no, it's so true. Where is it? Brian Cox. If I thought that there was like one of the best astrophysicists, my favorite astrophysicist is Brian Cox. I like the way he communicates. I like the way he speaks. I like his candor. I like his respect of other people. He respects other beliefs, even though he might disagree with it, which is fine, right? So I don't agree with religion. Fact is, probably half the population needs it, right? I mean, I don't agree with it. I'm easily an agnostic. You can't be an atheist if you believe that there's a 0.001% chance of the simulation theory being possible. You have to be agnostic. You have to be. Atheism is the absolute disbelief of anything. But if the simulation theory holds true, then the deity at the other end is one hell of a, coder. It's probably AI, an AI. I did a video on that. Yeah, and it's true. It's true. So, let us go. The idea of alien life. Brian Cox and alien life. Okay, where did it go? Let me stop that. Share screen, Brian Cox. That's not it. Oh, wait a sec. It's a video file, the only intelligent Martian. There we go. So, Brian Cox. This was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you guys watch Joe Rogan. I got to take a little bit of red wine. I do enjoy red wine. I really don't drink that much. I might have a glass a night at the most, but why not, right? So Brian Cox and Joe Rogan, I like Joe Rogan's style as a podcaster. I think he's thoughtful. He gets, and that's why he's so popular. You can't get popular and just be lucky at it. There has to be reasons someone is popular. Joe Rogan is popular because he does ask many of the right questions that we're thinking.
Do you think that it's
So this is when this is a little bit of an older one, but this is. How do I do this one? Maybe this one? Yeah, let's do that one. I have a different screen setup. No, that's way too much. So this is Brian Cox, and Brian Cox is talking about, and I totally agree with him. It's about a 6 or 7 minute discussion about the idea that we are the only intelligent life in the Milky Way, mathematically, statistically, everything like that. Now, that if that is a matter of fact, this whole idea of aliens and aliens living beside us and troglodytes being, I mean, I'm not one who believes in aliens. I don't. There's zero evidence. All of it is just vaporware. It's the same evidentiary, credible type of evidence that is used to support religion. There's zero evidence. Zero. You might disagree with that, but that's a matter of fact. So,
possible? Do you ever entertain the idea that it's possible that we are the only intelligent life in the known universe?
I
this
tend
intelligent.
I tend to restrict myself to the galaxy.
Right.
So I do think it's possible that at the moment there's one civilization in the Milky Way.
and I think, see, that's really important because that's one thing. Doesn't matter what's going on. There's 2 trillion galaxies in our known universe that we can see. 2 trillion. I'm guessing there's probably life out there somewhere beyond multicellular thinking life. But the question is, and what Brian Cox says, I restrict myself to the galaxy. And I think that is what you have to do because Andromeda, which is 4 million light years away, doesn't matter. 4 million light years away. I mean, we don't have the Stargate. We don't have Battlestar Galactica's jump drive or the warp drive. Restricting ourselves to our own galaxy is the important thing. And then assessing what is the chance, because we've only been around for 100 years. We've been sending radio signals out there for 100 years. That's it. 5 billion years of our solar system, 100 years worth of radio signals being sent out to our universe.
And that's us. And I think that's important, actually. And it goes back to what I was saying at the start about the astronomy and cosmology being part of the framework within which you have to think. If you're looking for meaning or you're looking for how we should behave even politically, that has a bearing to me. I mean, imagine that we're the only place where there is intelligence in this galaxy. And how should we behave?
Joe Rogan's eyes. I like Joe Rogan. But they're really, what Brian Cox is saying, imagine if we are the only intelligent life that exists right now in our Milky Way galaxy. Look at how we behave as the representatives of intelligent life in our galaxy. It's hard to see this human species existing. As sad as it, I mean, it's easy to say, but it's hard to see this civilization that we've developed. Every civilization we've developed has crumbled, my friends, every single one. The Ottoman, the Persian, the Greek, the Egyptian, the Roman, it doesn't matter. They've all collapsed. What makes us so filled with hubris that we think our society, our civilization won't? The Kessler effect alone, the Kessler effect or the Kessler syndrome alone will put us back to buggies and horses.
Right. Should we actually, notwithstanding the fact that we're tiny and fragile things and insignificant physically, should we consider ourselves extremely valuable in that respect? Because there's nowhere else where, I would go as far as to say there would be nowhere else where meaning exists in the Milky Way.
Meaning.
Because meaning, it's one of those things that scientists don't talk about very much, although Richard Feynman, one of my great heroes, did talk about it. There's a quote where he says, "What is the meaning of it all?" It's a great essay called The Value of Science. And so what is self-evidently true is that meaning exists here because it means something to us.
If you're a science person and you've gotten that question, well, the only way that it can have meaning is through a deity. It's like, what where do you get that from? The only reason that we have meaning to exist is if a deity, I mean, that is from the opposite view from religion. First off, there doesn't have to be any meaning. We exist just because it is. Complexity is created in this universe, but it is still subject to the laws of entropy. The universe is going back to full entropy. Is that if that is a real term? Full entropy. For us to have meaning, doesn't require a heaven or a hell. Doesn't require anything beyond but the meaning that we give ourselves as a species. And we had better start being damn proud enough to realize that we may be the only intelligent life in the entire galaxy. And if Brian Cox says so, damn it, it's true. Or it has a high chance, theoretically. Philosophically, it rings true.
That's kind of an obvious statement. Your life means something to you and me, and so meaning exists. But I think it is a local and temporary phenomenon. I think it emerges. Meaning emerges from configurations of atoms, which is what we are. We are simply that. We're nothing more than that. We're very, very rare configurations of atoms, I think. And so that means that we are, if you go all the way down that line of logic, we are the only island of meaning in the galaxy.
I mean, that's really, we are, complexity. If you take a look at how we developed as Homo sapiens, I mean, it was very lucky. One cell actually got into another cell. In the I forgot. I actually did a video on it, and I did it with Brian Cox. It was a 2-part series, 30-minute video on just talking about everything dealing with Brian, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brian Cox, Brian Greene, and complexity. When it arises in our universe, it is such a the chance, like the chance of it happening is so minute. It's like it makes winning the lottery very possible. And that complexity that we are a formation of atoms that is complexity derived from entropy, where complexity forms, but still entropy tears us apart. I mean,
meaning only to ourselves.
Yeah.
It means something to us because we're the only ones who can grasp the concept, and we are finite. We are a finite organism. We have this temporary existence while we're here, and to us there is meaning.
Yeah. And that's
what I like about Joe Rogan. He gets it, right? He is able, because I think he has an understanding and a passion for this stuff. He gets it. He understands it. Like, we're finite. We have the human species is finite. What we do as a species in this galaxy, in this universe, is finite. We dream through science fiction movies and TV shows. And that's been kind of like put on the wayside as Star Trek turns into a dumpster fire, and Star Wars, Star Trek, all of it just science fiction has got to find a new outlet to dream. But Joe Rogan gets it. Right? And that's what I like about Joe Rogan. I do. Yeah.
I don't know any other way to define it.
Right.
So I'll define it like that.
Yes.
I don't think there's global, otherwise you have to believe there's some kind of global meaning and that's a God type thing. And I don't think I think it's more wonderful and more challenging to us, because we have to take responsibility for it, to say we should operate such that we are it in this galaxy. There's nothing else. I'm sure there are other civilizations out there in the universe, because there are 2 trillion galaxies. I just can't believe this hasn't happened in other places.
He said, if we knew unequivocally, let's say we knew as a matter of fact, out of 400 billion stars in our galaxy, and the Milky Way has just been, they've discovered the Milky Way is bigger than we first thought. When Milkomeda happens, when the Milky Way merges with Andromeda, it may be closer to a merger of equals, because Andromeda is a big galaxy. The Milky Way is no slouch. We do have a pretty small, Sagittarius A star is only about 4 to 6 million solar masses, which is a pretty small supermassive black hole. But if we knew, guys, if we knew as a species, everyone, 8 billion going on to 9 billion people, that we were the only intelligent life in the Milky Way, as a matter of fact, would it change how we see each other? I don't think it would. That's the sad thing. I don't think it would. I think human nature is flawed at its root.
The question is, how often does it happen, and how widely spaced are the civilizations? And I think they're very widely spaced, and I think there may be 1 or 2 per galaxy on the average. But that, as you said, what you said it beautifully. That what else can we think?
Right.
And what else do you want? I mean, I think what it says is you have to take responsibility for all those things, those spiritual things that you think about and the emotional things you think about. You are responsible for that. You are that, right? That, whatever that is, it exists in you, and it will only exist for a short amount of time. And so, make the best of it would be my view.
It's so unbelievably compelling, though, to consider the idea that somewhere out there's another civilization that may be even more advanced than us, and this thought of it is just so attractive. It's incredible.
There should be, if civilizations are common, or even slightly common, then there should be civilizations ahead of us.
Yes.
Because there's been so much time.
But wouldn't you want to see what that's like?
Yeah, I mean, we've been
so
around.
compelling.
You imagine the timescales. We've been around as a civilization. Let's give it, say, 40,000 years. I don't know how long our civilization has been around. Let's say that. The galaxy is pretty much as old as the universe. It's 13 billion years worth of time. So the idea that there are no civilizations arose, 100 million years ago, 200 million years ago, 1 billion years ago.
And that's really important, guys, because when you look, how we have got so many telescopes. We've got so many ways to observe the universe right now. So many. We are watching black holes. We are watching solar systems. We are watching every part of the sky with thousands of major telescopes and using the bandwidth of light spectrum beyond just our vision, right? We are now observing the universe across almost the entire light spectrum. And we see nothing. There's no intelligent life. We actually see black holes now. We see them. No one's screwing around a black hole trying to siphon energy. The Dyson sphere delusion. No one's building a Dyson sphere. No one advanced civilization's that stupid. It's nano. You break atoms apart to find endless energy. You can't build stuff around a sun where the amount of matter, 1.4% of the matter that exists is in the planets. 98.6% of the matter in the solar system is the sun. You're not going to build a Dyson sphere, guys. Get over the Kardashev scale and the Dyson sphere. It's fun talking about it. It's fun. It's fun. But human beings, we are flawed. And it probably the whole idea of the Fermi paradox, the fact that we have seen nothing, we have got telescopes pointed in every direction. So if you've got civilizations that have been around for 100 million years, 100 million years, people are talking, oh, we'll have warp drives before 2500. Really? I get your enthusiasm. First off, we'll be dead. Second off, I don't think so. The only thing that bends space and time is a black hole. And you want to screw around with the black hole? Well, Fantastic Four did. And Reed Richards knew it was going to take Silver Surfer a month to get out of a black hole. Oh, so smart. That's science stupid. But we see nothing in the universe. Nothing except regular phenomenon that is unaffected by any other intelligence, smart, advanced civilizations or intelligence.
And imagine what they'd be like if they'd survived. I mean, we've been around. We've had science for, let's say, since Newton or Copernicus, 500 years at most. We've had, and look what we've done. We've gone beyond the solar system with Voyager. We've walked on the moon. We're about to go to Mars, I would think. So we're about to begin colonizing.
I don't think Mars is going to work out very good. You know what's going to happen? We go to Mars, the first batch of astronauts die, or 2 or 3 die. It ends. You're talking about microgravity, 30% gravity on Mars. You're talking about radiation. You're talking about sustainability, going to another planet. There's going to be a disaster. And the second people die, it's going to go to congressional committees and everything is going to be stuck for 50 years. It'll be in the 2100s before we ever get back to Mars, with or without Elon Musk, because it's going to lose so much money. 1 or 2 people die going to Mars. I'm telling you, it's over. It is over.
In our own solar system. So we've done that in 500 years. So imagine a million years in the future. So it's one of the arguments often used to say there aren't any civilizations out there in the galaxy. It's called the Fermi paradox. Because if you imagine a civilization that's a million years ahead of us, they should have written their presence across the sky by now. You should see them. I mean, you'll see us. If we survive a million years
somewhere, we'd see
into the future, actually even a few thousand years into the future, we will be exploring the galaxy. We will have spacecraft that are going to other stars.
I totally disagree with Brian on this one. We won't be. How? If in 1,000 years, why aren't other civilizations exploring the galaxy? If we had warp drives, then other civilizations have got to have warp drives. So they got to be coming from 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 light years away. We don't see it. We don't see any energy signatures, nothing. If you're bending space-time and you're visiting Earth, we'd see that signature, bro. We'd see it be like a black hole coming towards us. It looks like something is bending space-time. Well, it could be the USS Enterprise coming in. I don't see it, but there's an argument there, and I get it, and we will argue it. There will be people that will come on board that will argue it with me. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe that we will last in space because we die in 10 seconds. So it's fundamentally where I disagree with Brian Cox. I don't think we are going to reach the stars. I think it is physics prohibits life from finding each other in the galaxy.
We'll be doing it. So our signature will become visible, I'm sure, if we last into the medium term.
Would we choose to not do that? Here's my thought on that is uncontacted tribes. Like, do you know about the gentleman who was the missionary who visited North Sentinel Island and was killed by the natives? North Sentinel Island, which is a really unusual place because they branched off from Africa 60,000 years ago, and they've been living on this one small island the size of Manhattan. And as well as we know, there's only about 39 of them left, somewhere around there. Yeah. And we're not supposed to contact them. Like, people are not supposed, we're supposed to, like, leave them alone. And they're a rare tribe. When they find them in the Amazon, the uncontacted tribes, our initial instinct is back off, leave them alone, leave them alone. Do you think that perhaps the universe, like if there is a civilization that's 1,000,000 times more advanced than us and been around here for, millions of years of life as opposed to 250,000, why would they let us know? Like, would they look at us dropping bombs on each other and polluting the ocean and sucking all the fish out and putting clouds into the skies of dirt and particles? And why would they, like, look at these crude monkeys? Look at that. They're so far beyond where they need to be before they could join the galactic civilization network or whatever.
It is true. It's an argument that there is an argument as well that technology so advanced would be difficult for us to detect. I mean, we tend to think of, when you say written across the sky, I suppose it's true. I'm thinking of starships and things like Star Wars, right? Big energy things that you can see the signature of.
And there's no way you could hide that energy signature. There's no way. You can't hide the energy signature of any sort of massive ship like in Star Wars or Star Trek. You can't hide that. You can't bend space-time and hide it from the world, from the,
But actually, it may be that the civilization just becomes a nano civilization, a tiny little nanobot, because that's more efficient. It's a better way to do things. So it's possible, I suppose, that there are space probes all over the place that are so small and are so efficient and use so little energy that we just don't see them. I suppose that is possible.
There you go. Oh, Brian. Brian is, he's going, where is it here? Yeah, Brian gets it. That's, I love, Brian Cox is, he's going on tour, an arena tour, 2-year arena tour. He's going to Wembley Stadium. He's going to sell out Wembley Stadium. A guy, so he started off as a musician when he was young, and now he's, scientists, astrophysicists are traveling the world doing arena shows. They're doing, that is, so I love me there are some comments, I love it when people throw down. Come on, man, give me something. Geek martial arts, that background music is gonna get you 0 viewers. It was fucking circus music with a this is where I question the intelligence of human beings sometimes. Nothing's going to happen. Murder hornets all over again. Epstein files are under review. What are they distracting us for this time? Oh, the world has a lot to distract us. Politics has reason. Everything's a crisis. Can you imagine living the world in a crisis? I'm not going to read that comment. I think that Tim Burton should actually take over in the DC universe, and we can please throw James Gunn in the garbage where he belongs. Where did that comment come from? Look, James Gunn has done some good stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy #1, the first one, gold. Superman, yeah, I'm a screenwriter. Like you can Google my name, Danny Alex. I've won hundreds of all over the film festival circuits, hundreds. I might be the most winning screenwriter in the film festival circuit. I've never sold a screenplay. I've never optioned it. Offers, yeah. I'm not going to sell my shit to someone who's going to put a 2.6 on fucking IMDb just to buy it for a few bucks and resell it for $1.5 million. But James Gunn has done stuff that is worthy. He screwed up on Superman. Superman is like a Lego block. As a screenwriter, it's set up like Lego blocks. The motivations are all over but Superman is also a flawed character. And there's so many people that go, oh, you can't say that. But Superman, there's going to be kryptonite and there's going to be something dealing. I was even making jokes that in Superman, they're probably going to have a clone of him that's going to be the antagonist. And unbelievably so, it looked like Anakin Skywalker, because you could have argued, look, it's Anakin Skywalker fighting Superman at the end of Superman 2025. Not James. If I would have started the DC universe, I would have thrown out Batman 2. Robert Pattinson, thank you for coming. You know what? Love the first Batman, but it's over. But we're going to... Ben Affleck did not have his own flippin' Batman movie. Why? Why are you starting with Superman? Why are you not starting with Batman? Batman is world building. DC Comics, Batman is everything you need to set up your world. Batman is. Superman is not. If you remember when Superman... He came when he died. He came, and he came to fight. What's his name? I forgot the name. All the tension left because he's just beating the crap out of him. When Superman comes, it's over. Fuck these days. Unless you got kryptonite, it's over. He's gonna like pound and pound, ground and pound, like boom, boom, boom. And then he got distracted. He went away, and Wonder Woman and everything. What a shit show, right? What a shit show. Screenwriting needs tension stakes, and then. And the third act, something twists and you don't see how this protagonist can defeat what the antagonist was so brilliant at setting up to defeat a protagonist. This was not the case And then the fact that it took a minute and a half, right? It took a minute and a half for the world to say, I hate Superman, right? It took a minute and a half. Superman just saves the world, right? From the Stay Puft 300-foot marshmallow gremlin. He just saves the world, or at least downtown, whatever, metropolis, New York. But then Lex Luthor he's on a TV show called The Sphere, and within a minute and a half, globally, everyone hates Superman. Are you fucking kidding me? This is your inciting incident? This is how you get everyone to hate Superman? Lois Lane is a bitch to him in the first scene. Lois Lane, the casting was garbage. Like, James, you are way better than this. We know that because we've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 1. That was good movie making, my friend. You got potential, but we don't need Superman to Supergirl 2. This is your world building? As a I hate prefacing as a screenwriter. Fucking Batman. That's where you start. This is not rocket science. We don't need the creature bug thing, whatever it is. I know. I get so frustrated with these Marvel superheroes, Marvel and DC. They have got a bastion of character development that's already established, and they fuck it up. It's like falling off a bicycle with training wheels. How do you do that? No, they do it. Feige, Kathleen Kennedy, James Gunn, Senior, make us proud. James comes from an independent movie world, right? Look, the Snyderverse looks good, right? The Snyderverse looks really good right now. Henry Cavill as Superman looks fucking amazing. I know that's a long response to a comment on, but holy balls, this is why you have one viewer. I have one view. My views go up and down because this is literally the 10th episode on a live stream. I got no problem. You know what? You want to throw knives at me, man? Come on, motherfucker. He is. I ain't scared. Like, some dumbass. And I leave the comments open. Anyone can comment. I mean, I find it funny. Dude, you need to assert engaging with the audience, self-reflection, man, situational awareness, read the room. What the fuck are you even talking about? That background music is going to get you 0 viewers. It was circus music with a 3-Eye Atlas joke, right? What's your blood type? 86 billion neurons. My chat, guys, I have, look, 86 billion neurons in the human brain. My chat proves that might not be 100% true. It could be. But some people were not given 86 billion neurons. It could be a matter of fact. Bronson Gallagher, he said, talk about something, please. I was probably trying to get something on the frickin' screen. Bronson Gallagher, I would love to go to your YouTube channel and see what the hell you're putting out there. Just saying, brah. Bronson. Anyway, I leave the live comments open. When you're I was a musician for many years, and you cannot be scared of throwing knives. Just go out there and do it. Enjoy it, do it, love it, and everything else falls in place after that. So I think that is going to be today's show, my friends. There's stuff I left off because there's just so much show. We didn't. So tomorrow, you know what? I'm not even sure what I'm doing tomorrow. I got a whole bunch of things lined up for the week. I got the Kessler effect. I got some other. I got Brian Green. some Brian Green stuff, and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow night just yet. But I do invite you back for another edition of A Godless Universe Live.
Okay, children, let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby. We'll do it live. Fuck it.